Here's my first car in high school, 57 Chevy, painted it primer. And then I had a 64 GTO. I don't think I have any pictures of that car. I guess I went brain dead. I didn't take any pictures. This is the one after it. This is the 68 Chevelle SS 396 that I blew up and put a 427 L88 in it. And here's one of my time slips from Knowing a Dragway. 12-1, 117.8. I got it up to 124.9, changing tires and stuff, but I ran out of money. I was 18 years old. And this is a Chevelle. There's a picture of me doing a burnout on Route 4. There's the engine. There's some more pictures of it. Then I went from the Chevelle to a 670 GTO. That was my favorite car. God, that thing was nice. There's the wife in front of it in 71. Then when I got married, before we got married, I ended up with a 72 Firebird. That one right there. That's what we took on our honeymoon. Now we're getting into bike pictures. There's the frame when I was doing the body work to it after I got done all the welding and stuff. There's me in my younger day. Here's my first dirt bike next to my chopper. Osa Pioneer. Don't mind the movement. I'm trying to hold an album and take pictures. Here's my 65 GTO. Here's my 65 Corvette. I had that for not quite a year. Paid $2,500 for it and sold it for $3,500. Thought I made a killing. Last time I heard, it sold for $35,000. It had real American mags on it, magnesium wheels. Man, I'd kill for those things today. Here's what you drive after you're married. An old Buick. I got rid of everything. I ended up with a 63 Chevy Junker that I bought off my brother. I went out and bought another Bonneville, identical to what mine used to look like. And here's a comparison between before and after. I rode the Stalker back and forth to work and everything. And here it is with a fresh paint job. The one that's on it now. I ended up building a turntable. I had a big rock that would turn one revolution every minute. And there's some trophies I got. Here's the bike, sandblasting the green off it and starting over again. Here's me sanding on it again. That's just before we started stripping it. There's partially blasted. And here's just laying out the graphics. My brother and I helped. I did a lot of the sanding on the straight colors. Boy, there's a lot of 75 coats of paint. Sand off half of it. Here's my first real dirt bike, the Can-Am, which was terrible. I think it was the most unstable thing you ever want to ride. Then I got a Hercules. And I took the clear plastic off it, trying to stop the glare. Here's the California Kid car at the Manchester Car Show. That's the real one. This is back in '76. There's a bunch of us hanging out in Dover in front of a bar room. I just found this picture. This is myself, Jerry Perrin, and I think it's Leo Michelle in the Camaro, going for a fall foliage run. Way back when. Here's our crew at my brother's Sunoco station, rating to go to Laconia in '73. Here's our campsite. All you saw back then was choppers. And I went up this year, my wife and I went up this year, and all there was baggers. I think I saw 3 choppers the whole time we were there. It's unbelievable. This is how times changed. Here we are going to the blessing of the motorcycles. It was held at a chapel up in New Hampshire. Here's a whole crew of us leaving. There's Timmy and his wife. Gunk and Jerry, another friends of ours. We are at the blessing. These thousands of bikes would show up to get their bikes blessed. This picture's interesting. Here's a 63 Chevy Junker we had after we got married. And that's a Hell's Angels and a Devil's Disciples sitting on the hood of my car. My wife says, go get them off the hood. I says, you go, honey. I'll back you up. Some more pictures of us. There's Timmy and Norman. Brian Shaw. Here's a closer picture of the Angel and Disciples. This is us getting ready to go to the blessing of the motorcycles in '74. Here's another picture of my GTO. The picture on the left is a crew of us going to the mountains for a foliage run again. There's Paul Emack's Corvette. He had the other L88. I got one of his motors that he ordered. There's Larry Kenny's T-Bucket. He still got it. Still owns it. Next to my Chevelle. As I showed you this picture before, boy, I really missed that time. Oh, I loved it. Of course, you've seen this one. I just got done working on it. Changed the oil and filter and greased it. Getting ready to head to Florida. This is the 33. Getting ready to put it away for the winter in storage. This is the interior now. I'll show you a picture later of what it used to look like. Didn't look anything like this. I've been asked 100 times to open that show underneath the hood. Well, here it is. That's the hood opening mechanism I made for the hood. Tilts forward. Got a caddy breather, 330 crate motor, 350 Chevy. It's got AC and cruise control. And here's the bike on the trailer. Sat in my cellar for, my God, 35, 40 years. Untouched. Tires were flat, covered in dirt. Of course, there's chips in the paint now and cracking. And I relocated the shocks in the back. It's got a 71 frame. 72, sorry. And I bobbed the rear fender. Relocated that, changed the shock positions, molded the frame. Front end's only about 3 inches higher than normal. I cut the bars down and the front end down from where it was back in the 70s. Back then I had all this chroming done for $1,500. I thought that was a lot of money back then. There's my 4 championship Netra jackets. I was 3rd place 1 year, senior division. 3rd place 1 year, 6th place 3 other years. I only ran half the events in some of them. This is the April 76th issue of Choppers magazine. And my bike was in it. It was almost like the center spread on it. They took the pictures at Noble Light, New York Beach. This was my second street rod when I got back into it. 48 Chevy pickup truck. Should have never sold it. I love that thing. If you notice the front fender smacked up, I was sitting at a gas pump and a guy with a U-Haul raked it right across the fender. Had to get that fixed. With that tailgate. I did that tailgate over like 5 times. Every time I didn't like the way it came out. So I just sanded it down, did it again. And this is what the 33 looked like when I bought it. I blew it completely apart and redid it. I hated the interior. Oh. Those are the seats. Had a console in it. I took that out.